Welcome to the Startup Grind.
So good evening everyone, and thank you all for joining us for the October edition of Startup Grind event series. So for those who don't know me, my name is Ines and I'm part of Startup Oman team as the Business Development Director and the host of our meetups, all of the meetups that we run. And how many of you have heard or attended the Startup Grind before? Hands up. Heard or great. Okay, cool. So it still makes sense that I repeat what Startup Grind is. So Startup Grind is the world's biggest community of entrepreneurs founded in Silicon Valley and designed to really inspire, connect and educate entrepreneurs. And it's also what basically brings together 400,000 entrepreneurs across 85 countries and 200 cities. And as Startup Oman, we've been the host, the designated chapter of Startup Grind since November last year, so almost a year long of like a monthly meetups. So it's a monthly series, event series. And also we feel really proud that indirectly we've been putting Oman and Muscat on a global map of entrepreneurial cities as well. What Startup Grind is as well, it basically hosts every single month a successful entrepreneur, innovator, investor, who speaks about their story of building a successful company. And here in Muscat, we've hosted entrepreneurs from Bahrain, from Saudi, from Dubai, so the GCC-based entrepreneurs. And again, tonight's event is almost like a joint collaboration and a big, huge thank you to Riyada for their support as our event partner. Thank you, Khaled. And of course, also a huge support of Oman Air, since they're our official carrier of the program, of Startup Grind program for several months already. And did I forgot to mention anything else? No. So our guest tonight is a pretty exceptional lady, I would like to say, whom I had a chance to meet actually in Muscat several months ago when I saw her pitch at the regional startup pitch competition that was hosted here at the Shangri-La. And she took the award home. So as we were thinking, who could be really the good guest speaker for our October edition? It didn't take long for me to think about this lady. And so Thea, again, I'll have to. I've tried. I've practiced how to pronounce your last name the whole afternoon. So I'm like really sorry for that. Thea Myhrvold. She's the founder and CEO of TeachMeNow, which is a tech startup out of Dubai, with an ambition to influence 1 million students in 2016. So could we please give her a warm round of applause and welcome her to this journey. So the way Startup Grind program usually runs, or works, is it's a 1-hour fireside chat interview, and then I open it to the audience. So anything you want to know, feel free to ask once I conclude. And you can ask in English or in Arabic. If it's in Arabic, we'll ask for the support of someone to translate it. If it's in English, I think I can handle it. Thank you so much for being with us. And welcome to Muscat. So the first question I usually ask all of our guests is could you tell us a little bit more about yourself, like your background? I remember I read your bio and it says like half Arabic, half Norwegian, and I'm like, I think there's a story behind, I want to hear.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a bit more?
Yes, so I have a bit of a longer background, I guess you could say. My mother is Arabic, originally from Iraq, and I'm born in Saudi Arabia. But my father is completely Norwegian, so that's the easy part. So I'm born in Saudi, went to kindergarten in Greece, and then studied in Saudi, Norway, Switzerland, and then came to Dubai to set up my company.
Oh, wow.
So for me it was important to create change, not just for the region, but also from the region. So it was important to come back to the Middle East. I came back alone at the time, so sort of single, without my family. I didn't move with my parents, but I sort of said, okay, if I start, where do I start? And decided to come back to the Middle East. So that's where I started.
Just a question, do we need a mic?
It's hard to hear Thea.
Sure.
Okay, so we could,
Yeah.
thank you. So I think that will, yeah. Perfect. So, what
did you study?
So I studied international relations and economics. My goal back in the day was to get into the United Nations. So I had a completely different career path. If you had asked me ages ago, what do you want to be when you grow up, I would have never said a tech entrepreneur.
Okay.
That would have never crossed my mind.
Okay.
So for me, it was very much the international relations, United Nations, that kind of path. And for me, I've worked at places like Amnesty International, the EU, and a lot of other international organizations. So my career path was very focused towards that. But it was through my studies, while I was studying, that I started teaching. And that's sort of where the spark started.
Okay. And could you speak more about the spark? Like, what did trigger the idea?
Yeah. So for me, when I was studying, sort of in parallel getting an unpaid internship was a bit of a contrast. I started teaching two girls. One had dyslexia and one had ADD. And they were both struggling with their final exams for high school. They were studying economics. So after 2 months of sort of very adaptive teaching styles, they got way above average scores. And one went on to study economics and the other education. And for me, that was sort of like my aha moment. Their moms were crying, they really transformed as people. And I wasn't a certified teacher, but I could still help them. So sort of the idea started, how can we use technology to really sort of spread that?
And so, what did you do afterwards? I mean, part of your bio says that at the age of 26, you are the third time entrepreneur. So could you speak more about the first two times?
Sure. So I graduated when I was 21, and again, the goal was to get into the UN. And I thought, it's sort of now or never. I have a chance to try something new. I didn't have a master's degree either, and a lot of the jobs at the time required that you also have a master's degree. At the same time, this whole wave of technology in the form of apps is very up and coming.
And that was back in 2011.
11.
Okay.
2010, 2011.
Yeah.
I graduated in 2011.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, I'll take a year off, teach myself everything I can about apps, and I did.
wow.
And I created one of the first game-based apps for high school students in 2012. It launched in 2012. And it was through that app I got so many requests for teaching. I became known as this expert for economics. I had Skype, I had email, I had PayPal, I had a million things to coordinate my classes, but I got requests from all over the world.
Oh wow.
So Japan, Korea, Australia, the US. I was making $100 an hour.
$100 an hour?
Yeah, at
Oh.
22. I was teaching online. And that's sort of also where TeachMeNow sort of came from, is we have all this knowledge and untapped potential, and there's this global sharing economy, but we're not tapping into it when it comes to knowledge and resources. So that's sort of how it spiraled into TeachMeNow.
Oh wow, but you were based in Switzerland when...
Based in Switzerland, yeah.
Okay, and then you decided to make a move to Dubai simply for a reason of, I want to set up a startup there.
Yes. Well, it sort of spiraled. So
Okay.
the first app sort of became what it is today. But for me, it was, I had one of those sort of, not a quarter midlife crisis, but sort of like, where do I go now? Do I stay here? Do I go back to Norway? Do I go back to the Middle East? So for me, it was, I have nothing to lose if I try. If I don't try, I'll regret it for the rest of my life. And the Middle East was also very up and coming, and in Dubai there was this big tech scene that was really up and coming as well. And so just the inspiration and the innovation that was coming out of this region was very exciting.
And who has had the strongest or the biggest influence on you as a child, as a big supporter to even go into the adventure like that, or even to study abroad, or
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
For me, it was, I've grown up in many different places, so the sort of concept of traveling wasn't a foreign concept, I guess you would say. Very lucky to have very supportive parents as well. I'm an only child, but my father actually worked in the Middle East for over 40 years.
Oh wow.
Being completely Norwegian, having no ties to this region, so him sort of venturing out there was, I guess you could say, an inspiration as well. But for me, it was, for what we do at TeachMeNow as well, we have a very global concept, and I think my background will shape that as well.
Oh wow. And could you speak about TeachMeNow more as in, what's the business model like? What's the problem that you solve?
So TeachMeNow.com is actually a global marketplace for learning. We are connecting teachers and students all over the world and leveraging that untapped potential like we mentioned earlier. So we're leveraging stay-at-home moms and dads, recent graduates, Ivy League graduates. Anyone who can and wants to share knowledge can actually set their own hourly rates and give live one-to-one classes through the platform. And we guarantee the payment as well. So as a teacher, you can set your own rates, be it $20, $100, $10, or even donate your time. And we take a 15% markup. And what's interesting is we've actually grown beyond what we started off as a marketplace, because what we've built is a very powerful platform. So we've also created virtual classrooms in partnership with Microsoft. So it works on any browser, any device, and all the classes are actually live. So you have the live audio video chats, we have interactive documents, so whatever I type you see, whatever you type I see. We have whiteboards. So everything works in one simple space. And that's all linked to the payments and the accounting. So we take care of a lot of the hassle and the payments there too. And what we've built now is also a white label version. So other schools, institutes, and corporates can also get online but through us. So that's the really interesting thing that we're seeing this year, is because a lot of corporates have actually approached us saying, how can we do our own internal sort of training or internal collaboration, not just traditional education.
And with loads of programs that are already available online, as just as a external, as a devil's advocate in a way, what would you say that is a competitive advantage of your platform?
Sure.
I'm guessing with a link to even a dropout rate or the percentage, right? If you can speak to that a bit.
Sure, yeah. So what's different with us is it's all live. It's all live and one-to-one. We're not pre-recorded content. So the mass sort of MOOCs, as we call them, massively open online courses, are usually pre-recorded video content, which on average has a 90% dropout rate. 90.
Oh, wow.
So what we do, which is different, is that it's all live, it's all personalized. As a student, I choose who I work with. And as a teacher as well, I can also choose who I work with. And we have ratings, reviews, similar to an Uber or Airbnb platform, where it's very much an open system, but we are not a school and we are not an institute.
And given the fact that, as you said, it's a marketplace, right? So could you speak more about, I believe, the keys to populate it in a way, right? From both sides, right? From students on one end and teachers or tutors on the other. So what has been key here to attract people once you started?
That's also a good question, because I think for a marketplace you need both sides.
Yeah.
So for us, it was really getting the good supply, so the good teachers first, because you want to make sure, especially in a marketplace situation, that people find what they're looking for. So for us, it was about attracting top talents. So we went to a lot of the Ivy League schools, physically.
Oh, wow.
So do things that don't scale, as they say.
Okay.
And actually talk to people, talk to your customers. And for us, we talked to a lot of sort of recent graduates and students because they're more tech savvy, they're younger as well, and getting their feedback. And the fact that they could set their own price was quite interesting for them. So that really helped attract them. And they also then recruit their own students, right? Because if you can sit at home in your pajama pants on a couch but still make whatever per hour, that's quite an attractive job proposition for a student.
And how have you attracted students? I mean, do you have a single market as a focus, or how has that side of the marketplace evolved?
It's quite interesting because our first class, which was totally organic, we hadn't paid or targeted them, happened between a professor in Venezuela teaching a student in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, wow.
And that wasn't planned or sort of purposely targeted or marketed to at all. And that's quite interesting. So a lot of the marketing that we've done has actually been free. It's been through press and speaking at events, and people have been reading about it and sort of are buying into the concept. So our target market has been, yes, it's been the Middle East in a way, but it is very much a global concept. So it's quite interesting to see how it's grown organically as well.
Oh, wow. And how popular the concept of tutoring is in this region? Because I mean, it's something very, quite kind of popular at home, but how well aware are students and parents with this?
It's a very popular concept. So global tutoring is worth $103 billion billion this year alone. So the Middle East has very high concentration of private schools, especially in Dubai, Saudi Arabia, and a lot of expats. And the highest markets are actually those kind of expat concentrated areas. So South Korea is another large market, Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Dubai, Qatar. These are all massive markets for us.
Wow. And since you said that you're, again, a global marketplace, so you're operating globally, could you speak more about the initiatives and partnerships that you're currently working on, and what's the objective behind those, or how stretched you are globally currently?
Sure. So actually, the first partnership that came to us was Joe's Education. Not sure how familiar you are with them here in the region, but they're
You
one
could
of the
speak maybe to
largest private school networks in the Middle East. They have 250,000 students. So most of them are concentrated in the UAE, but they also have global branches of their school.
In the world.
Yeah,
They're the
they're
largest
quite
in the world.
large. Yeah, in the world and in the region, yes.
Yeah.
And they came to us, which was quite an interesting one.
Okay.
So out of that, it spiraled other partnerships as well. So we're about to launch one of the largest tech companies in the world. I can't announce who it is today, but they've actually signed up for a trial with us.
Oh wow.
And you can sort of guess a little bit about who that would be.
Yeah, I think I could.
But it's very interesting for us because they also approached us. And then we have 4 of the largest private schools in Scandinavia. And we have another large one in Morocco and Algeria called SOS Usted. We built it in Arabic and in French for them. And we have another one in the US. So yeah, it's growing globally now. And what we've done to recruit those kind of partnerships is a global ambassador program.
Okay.
So we target influencers in different regions. So in Scandinavia, we have a previous member of parliament. She was the youngest member of parliament in Norway at 22. And she's sort of helping us as well, sort of promoting it there too.
Oh wow. And you've done some work with is it Norwegian government, or it's kind of always like?
We're working on an initiative for disempowered youth and refugees.
Okay.
And we also focus a lot on accessibility. So all of our software has special fonts for dyslexics, and we also work a lot with accessibility there too. And we hope to announce something very soon in terms of refugees.
Oh, wow. And you touched upon the partnership with Microsoft earlier, but my curiosity is more, how have you managed to secure the partnership with Microsoft, and what is it about?
Sure.
As a startup, because I think for most of our audience, it's kind of like, as a startup, how do you bring a giant like Microsoft to play with you in the same field?
In the same space,
Yeah.
It was interesting. At the beginning, it was more us chasing them. Because it's important to get sort of that kind of association, power of association is very important. But for us, we are part of their BizSpark program. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. But they have something called BizSpark, and we have BizSpark Plus. So they offer $120,000 of something called Azure, which is their cloud services, which we get for free for a year. And then they also do a lot of sort of mentorship and other kind of support as well. And we were invited to meet Satya Nadella, their global CEO, earlier this year when he was in Dubai. So we had an hour meeting with him. And that was a very special kind of invitation to have an hour with someone at that caliber when you are a startup. That was an honor as well. And to get his feedback, he was truly interested in getting feedback and advice. So that would have never happened had we not, had that kind of relationship with Microsoft. So it's interesting to see their interest in the region and how they're also promoting innovation. Because we're built on top of their sort of platform and technology, it's a win-win. So it's a good kind of collaboration. So it's give and take on both sides. I think we also obviously get a lot out of it, but it's a good story for them because we're also leveraging their technology.
Oh, wow. And I'd like to maybe go back to beginnings, right?
Sure.
So how did you fund that TeachMeNow? How has TeachMeNow been funded ever since the start?
Sure. So we are self-funded. We haven't raised sort of Series A or a big capital in that sense. And we're revenue generating, so that's also positive. And we've won several awards and competitions in terms of seed funding. So we won the Global Infinity Startup Competition in Hong Kong. that was $40,000 cash. We won at GITEX,
Yeah.
$20,000 as well. So
Last week or the week
Yeah,
before the
2
last,
weeks
yeah,
ago,
2
yeah.
weeks ago.
And we're revenue generating, so it's been organic growth as well. So we're self-funded in that sense.
So you bootstrapped it with your own savings.
And I was alone for a very long time. I mean, I didn't have anyone else on the team until last year. So it's about creating a minimal viable product, getting it out there, getting it, getting feedback, and not hiring 20 people straight away. It's growing organically.
And since you touched upon the competitions, right? So you won, like you said, the Infinity one in Hong Kong, GITEX, even Harvard Arab Alumni Conference in Muscat. You got recognized by the SME Advisor last week, right? On the cover page, right, of the SME Advisor. So I think the pitching, right? So could you speak more about how to pitch properly? What's really key behind a really good pitch that gets you the attention of the judges, but also gets you the award? What's the secret sauce? I think that everyone wants to know that.
That's a very good question.
So without like just the hard work, you know, really, what's the secret sauce?
I think it's important to really know what you're know the problem that you're solving, right? If you're in business just to make money, it's very obvious. But if you have a passion and if you have a problem that you're actually solving for, that makes sense. So know your numbers, first of all, know your margins, know your data, know all these kind of asking points because people will ask you if you don't address them. And have a great team. You know, highlight the strength of your team, the diversity of your team, because a product will always change and pivot as you grow. But it's the right people that make things happen. So, you know, really understand the strength of your team and communicate that well. Communicate your vision, communicate your passion. That's also really key, I think. And again, it's about practicing because all pitches are different. Some are speed pitching. I mean, I actually pitched in the backseat of a car. So for Infinity, we were actually in the backseat of luxury Infinity cars, driving around the Dubai Autodrome, and we had 2 minutes, quite exactly, and we were driving full speed around the track, and we had judges in the car, and we had to pitch them. So that was literally speed pitching.
That's slightly different than the
Yeah.
usual, right? So, okay.
So you really have to know what you're talking about. And then you have the traditional pitch on the stage, where you have a slide deck. But again, it's, you know, really know your numbers, because people will ask you the questions, and that's what they're thinking about. So be prepared for those kind of questions and practice your pitch. You know, have a 15-second pitch, a 2-minute pitch, a 5-minute pitch, and a 10-minute pitch, and practice those in different points. And then also understand what the judges are looking for. Because at the end of the day, you need to answer the criteria and answer the questions that that have been addressed. So make sure you're addressing all the major points that they're looking for.
Plus the story, right?
Of course, the story helps.
Yeah. Okay. And what do you think is the importance of, like, just participating in ecosystem events in general, like as a startup? So, you know, some entrepreneurs say, oh, I don't have time because I'm a startup and I'm just one-man show or one-woman show and I don't have time to attend any of the ecosystem events. The others say, no, you got to attend all of them.
Yeah.
So what's your opinion on that?
It's all a balance, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, time is an opportunity cost for you as an entrepreneur, so your time is precious. But it is important to participate and communicate and collaborate, because you never know at these kind of events who you meet. You never know who's listening.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so important to sort of connect with the community and give back as well. It's a give and take, and you never know who's listening, and I think that's quite important. For us, going back to your question with Microsoft, we did a lot of networking. And it was literally through a lot of the networking that we did that we got the contacts that we did at Microsoft and sort of getting visible. And I think that kind of networking and that social element is quite important, because a lot of entrepreneurs, we sit behind a computer screen and we don't realize that, you know, the real people are out there. And you never know what kind of collaboration opportunities happen in these kind of synergies, as cheesy as that word is. But there is so much potential if you just get out of, you know, behind that computer screen. So I think it's quite important to get out there, to network, to give back, to be an active mentor as well, and to learn from others. Be always open to learning. Something that I often say is, if I'm the smartest person in the room, I'm in the wrong room.
Yeah.
It's important to surround yourself with the right people.
And you touched upon that. So the fact that you were on your own till last year, right?
Yeah.
So you've got a team. So you have a pretty diverse team. And how many individuals from what countries?
We're all from different countries, actually. So
Okay.
we have someone from Spain.
Yeah.
She is our head of finance. She's an MBA graduate. And just going back to the team, what we tap into, which is quite different in the Middle East, is a lot of working mothers. So we offer a lot of flexibility and a lot of trust. And with trust comes flexibility. And we're getting a lot of great resources because we're tapping into that untapped potential in this part of the world. So offering flexibility is allowing us to attract top talent. So Blanca, our head of finance, she's an MBA graduate with over 17 years of experience, but she's our head of finance, and that's fantastic. We could have never been able to attract that kind of top talent to a startup, but because we have that balance, that's been great for us.
And what other countries are all the other team
So
members?
Spain, France, Germany, South Africa, Ireland, what else? India, Holland. I think that's it.
How many team members do you have?
We're 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so I would like to kind of stay on that topic a little bit, because what has been sort of the key for attracting the really top talent, apart from the flexibility? Because I feel like as a startup, maybe at least here, it's kind of like, let's pick that secure job, with all the benefits. So how do you attract employees or, young talent or,
It's a challenge.
right? So
Yeah.
how did you go about that? And what did you
And it's not just young
Or even-
employees.
yeah.
I was the youngest person in my company until quite recently. So, but I think it's important to have a vision, to have the right sort of clarity when it comes to your vision. Find the right people, not just with the right skills, but who believe in what you do. Because that's so important. They will go the extra mile as well. So have a vision, but also have a very strong sense of culture. So when it comes to strategy and culture is so key. Because flexibility isn't just for women at TeachMeNow, it's also for men. Flexibility should be for everyone. Trust comes with flexibility. So really clarify your corporate culture, your vision, your mission, where you want to go, where you want to be. And I think the right people will come if you sort of lead by example, and it's a win-win.
And what has been the retention rate? Like they've all been with you ever since you employed them, or you had people who left and then you have to recruit the others?
Sure. Most of them have stayed. We've had to let someone go, unfortunately, but that's a part of the difficult part of running a business. You have to make some difficult decisions sometimes, but at the end of the day, most people have stayed. So it's been, we have 4 people now who have been with us for 1 year.
And you also have a very strong board of advisors, right? And could you speak more about the first importance of having board of advisors as a startup, and who to have on the board, and maybe even touch upon who's on your board and how has that been of an importance or value for your business? So I've kind of put 3 questions in one.
Sure. Well, I would say it's priceless. It's so important to find the right people to guide you along the way, and who have the experience that you don't necessarily have. So it's important to admit the skills that you're missing yourself and find the right people to guide you.
Yeah.
So for us, we're very honored to have Dr. Ali Baghdadi. He is a sort of mentor, I guess you could say, as well for me personally. He has over 20 different ventures. He started Aptech International, which is now an Ingram Micro company. So Ingram Micro is a Fortune 100 company. And he has a doctorate in artificial intelligence from Imperial College London. And so he has a lot of
You kind of want that
experience.
guy.
Yeah. So he's someone who has a long-term vision, who also shares our passion, who shares our vision, and who invests in businesses that do good. So I think it's also important to find the right advisors who share that kind of vision and passion.
And how has his sort of participation on being on the board helped your business since the start?
I think it's fundamental because people like that can see things that you can't. Right? They see it almost before it's coming, and they'll not tell you what to do, but they'll guide you and they'll give you sort of the clarity that you need in those difficult moments. I think that's, again, that's priceless.
Yeah.
And as an
Yeah.
entrepreneur, sorry, you also have to be willing and open to learn.
Yeah.
That's so key, that you're always learning from the right people around you.
And what has been really the toughest, like one of the, or what have been the toughest moments for you? Because so many times we like to talk about, you know, the awards and like the glory, the moments of glory, but what have really been like one of the, or, you know, two really toughest moments that you faced ever since the start?
So many, actually.
Well, we can share some.
I think it's so important to share that because honestly, the entrepreneurship journey is a very lonely and difficult one, and we often don't talk about the difficult sides of the startup world. But there are a lot of unglamorous sort of things that you go through where you're thinking, is this the right thing to do? Have I made the right decision? You know, there are so many late nights at the office, and you're just thinking, oh, is this going to work? You know, of course, you always have these doubts, but the hardest but most important thing is to keep going. I think that's so key, perseverance, just keep going and know that you and your team will find a solution. And I think once you have that sort of perspective, it changes. You know that I sort of have this metaphor in the entrepreneurship world where you sort of climb a mountain and you get to the top of the mountain and you've come really, really far, and you look back and you see how far you've come, but then you realize, okay, now I have this new perspective and that's the next one, you know? And it's without having gone through that yourself that you don't know what the next thing is. That is a continuous process, and you just have to learn to roll with the punches and surf that wave, because the next one's coming, you know? But you just have to trust in yourself and in your team that you will have the right way to figure it out.
And so what have been some of the really toughest moments that you've had yourself?
I had so many.
But if you could touch upon one.
Thinking, there's quite a few. For us, the biggest mistake that I made was to outsource our minimal viable product. So we actually, because I was alone for a very long time, and I didn't have a development team in-house, so we actually paid another company to build our first ever version of our platform, which was a big mistake. So if I can advise anyone in the room who's looking to do that, find your team, build it yourself, because if you are owning your technology, you really need to know that code inside out, and you need to develop it quickly. Because even if you pay, and they're good friends or whatever, if they pay someone else to do it, they're not going to have the same ownership. They're not going to have the same drive. And we had to redevelop everything from scratch. So it's not just a cost in terms of money, but it's also your time. And in the tech world, time is everything because it moves so fast. So that was one of the hardest decisions, because you're thinking, you know, is this the right thing to do? Should I hire someone? Should I not hire someone? You're getting all this different advice, but sometimes you just need to go with your gut and just do it.
Thank you for sharing that. And so you're a tech entrepreneur yourself, but you don't have a tech background necessarily as university degree-wise, right? So you were pretty much self-educated in the tech field space, right? How do you keep up with what's happening around the world with all these developments that are, right?
It's so important to keep learning. So again, I don't have a tech background, but I know enough to lead a tech team.
Okay.
And I surround myself with the right people. So it's learning from the people that work with us as well. So our head of development, he's in his 40s, he has over 20 years tech experience. I learn from him on a daily basis, and I tell him, you know, when you're explaining things to me, tell me what it means, because I need to understand this. And now I can hold my own with quite senior people at Microsoft on a very technical level. That wasn't possible 2 years ago. So and if you're in a meeting and you don't know what something means, ask. And I think we're so afraid of that sometimes, especially as women in tech, we're thinking, oh, we need to pretend like we know what this means.
I understand.
You know? But it's so important to ask and say, can you clarify? What do you mean? What's the benefit of this? What's the disadvantage of this? Keep learning. And you have to, you know, there's all these publications and tech blogs, and that's also great. But yeah, just ask. Find the right people and learn from them.
And what is next for TeachMeNow?
Good question. For us, it's really seeing that global expansion with partnerships. So we're getting a lot of requests from both corporates and schools, and hopefully we will have something soon for the refugee project that I mentioned. That has a very large target audience as well, and that's something that's close to my heart. So going back to the United Nations and my background in sort of that career path, it's sort of a nice story for me, because I started off as this unpaid intern getting people coffee, not really making much of a difference. And then now I sort of see it from another perspective where I can still make that difference in my own way. So that's for me a nice way to get back.
Alignment as well, right? Yeah. And I always like to touch upon our, entrepreneur, or my guests, their daily lives, the life of an entrepreneur. How do you manage everything else aside from your running a company? Personal life. Where do you find time for that? Or how does that?
Gosh, I
Yeah.
work a lot. Yeah, I think it's about having the right people and the right support system around you. Family is very important. It's important to de-stress. It's important to take some time off, although that is very difficult because you're always thinking about it. But it's important to find the right people to surround yourself with, the right family, the right friends as well. Surround yourself with the right people who give you that extra energy. So I'm very lucky to have a very supportive family, very supportive husband.
Is he in the room?
Yes,
He's very good. Hi.
And I think that's so important because it's also all kinds of relationships, whether it's friendships or family. Find people who support you in what you do, and you'll find it.
And what would be your advice for aspiring entrepreneurs, or entrepreneurs who are in the room, or just people passionate about entrepreneurship? What would be the advice about starting a business?
How to start?
Yeah.
I think it's important to solve for an important problem. If you're in business just to make money, then you're not going to get as far as if you're solving for a problem. So find a problem, find the pain points, talk to customers, and understand, what is it that you're actually solving for. I think a lot of people just start a business thinking, oh, this is a fantastic idea. And that's great, but you need to get feedback. So you can build and build and build and build this fantastic project, but then nobody's ever going to use it. And that's sort of this illusion of entrepreneurship, is we think, oh, we're building this amazing product, people just need to see it, and then they'll get it.
Yeah.
But in the startup world, we have this concept of MVP, minimal viable products. So get it out there as quickly as possible, even if it's not perfect. It will never be perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, if you saw the version of our website 2 years ago, it was horrible compared to what it looks like today.
Yeah.
But it's important to get feedback, because if you don't get feedback, you're not going to optimize your product. And it's painful and it's awkward, and you're thinking, oh, don't click on that button. But, it's so important to talk to real people and get in front of, real customers.
Yeah.
And I think and I think also as women, we overanalyze a lot. And sometimes in entrepreneurship, it's so important to just do it. Done is better than perfect is one of those sayings that you have on Facebook. And that's so true. Get something out there, get feedback, keep going, and just keep going.
And I think, as you mentioned earlier, or you wrote me a line about that, so that your aim is to impact 1 million students in 2016. How? And how far are you from that number?
Good question again. So through our partnerships, we're actually reaching that scale quickly.
Oh, wow.
And that has sort of really accelerated our growth this year. So on our public website, we have a global marketplace connecting the teachers and the students. But it's through these partnerships that we're getting access to so many more users and really exponentially growing. So for us, it's been very interesting this year, because we didn't pivot, but we've grown. And in entrepreneurship as well, sort of going back to your previous question, it's about being open to that kind of feedback. So when a client like Jen's Education, which has 250,000 students, comes to us and says, how can you help us? We're going to think about a solution for that. So it's finding the partners with the right core customers that we want to target. What's interesting for us is we're refining our product through testing through those segments. So we have GEMS education, we also have SOS USED, which has 60,000 students. They're a different kind of core demographic as well. We have 4 of the largest private schools in Scandinavia, and then this project for refugees will exponentially help us grow as well because it's through 2 large global partners.
And what number are you currently?
We're halfway there.
Okay. So does it mean, so since you just said that demographics is different, does it mean that even the product is slightly different that you're offering? Or
So we customize it.
okay,
But the
so it's
product is still the same.
okay.
So it's more of a rebranding rather than changing the product. So it's just replacing the logo or changing some colors, but the product is still the same.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any questions for the audience before I open it to them?
So I think for me it's interesting to meet all of you here today, and for us I guess it's also interesting to learn about what you want to learn. You know, how can I or how can we help you? So I don't know if there's anyone in the audience who wants to share what it is that they want to know more about, so we can
Yeah.
sort of
So
tailor it a bit more to them.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Could you just speak up so we
I
can?
have a question relating to what you're doing and things. Let's say this region that we are in the Middle East, we're talking about, let's say, by 2020, 70 million jobs need to be created. So 70 million needs that much education and so much preparation. So how will you help that, achieve that number?
We hope to be a part of that change. I think definitely we're redefining education and jobs as well because we're tapping into the sharing economy. So we're creating a lot of flexible jobs too, which didn't otherwise previously exist. But I definitely think that education is also shifting in the sense that before we think about education about getting a degree or a certificate, but now you can also refine your skills, and that's sometimes more important than just a degree. So I think a lot of employers are also seeing that and sort of adapting to that change. So definitely we're more flexible, we're cheaper than just building a physical school, and we're tapping into global resources that you otherwise couldn't find. And also leveraging sort of a big problem with youth unemployment in this region too. There's so many youth who have so many skills, and especially educated skills too, but they don't have a way to share that knowledge because they don't have a job or they can't find a job. So on both sides, we have to be a part of the change.
Thank you.
Can you tell me please about your competitor in the industry? Something about your competitor, please?
Yeah. So our main competitor is actually the offline space because that's what people still go to. They still go to the school or they still go to the institutes. And then our biggest online competitors are more the MOOCs, or the massively open online courses. So people think about like Khan Academy or just learning something on YouTube. But it's when they get frustrated with that, then they come to us. And what's quite interesting for us is a lot of our potential competition, so the traditional schools and institutes, like GEMS education, they're coming to us and we're helping them get online. And from a business perspective, we're getting all of their data. So we can continuously refine and optimize our product.
Do you find competition in terms there's a like same banking industry, there's a one person who is promoting the education and it's free education through YouTube.
Yes.
So how do you differentiate from him and your service?
So what we do, which is different, is we're not pre-recorded. So none of our videos, we don't do pre-recorded videos at all. It's all live one-to-one classes. So you have a live audio video chat, you have interactive documents, you have whiteboards. So I myself, I actually take Arabic classes because my Arabic isn't great. But I'm learning Arabic. So I have a live teacher on the other side. She's teaching me and we're talking through all her textbook notes and we work together in real time. So it's all live, it's not pre-recorded, and it's all tailored to your needs. So for in my case, I say, okay, I want to improve my conversational Arabic, and she tailors her courses based on my needs.
Excuse me. Besides that, you help dyslexic
Yeah.
students.
Yeah.
Now, dyslexic students are intelligent, but they don't read or write. They don't really, they have a problem in reading.
Yeah.
And so how do you communicate on such?
So all of our software has special fonts for dyslexics, we didn't create the font. It's a free open source resource called Open Dyslexic. You can download it and you can use it for books and websites and apps. But all of our software has that button where you can change everything into this font, and it helps people read with up to an 80% accuracy because the font is very specialized. So that helps a lot. And then we also have educational experts on the other side too. So for example, if you wanted to connect to a special educator, but they might not be in your local area, you can still connect to them. So accessibility is quite key for us too.
Sorry.
There. So I have a question regarding standard of education. So the big dilemma across all these various geographies is that people have different standards of education. How are you able to ensure that the relationship is taking the learner to a level that is going to be valuable to them in terms of their the standards that they have to comply with?
So what we did to start off with is we focused on standardized tests. So SAT, IB, which is very measurable. And we recruited teachers for that specifically. So we had a range of either graduates who had just gone through the program themselves, or actual examiners and teachers as well. So actually some of my previous high school teachers were actually teaching on the platform too. So for us it was about recruiting the top talent first and starting with a niche or a focus group, if you will, and sort of growing and expanding from there. And as a student, I can choose who I work with. I can see other ratings and reviews. So similar to other sharing economy platforms, we have sort of a strict community guideline. So you have public ratings, you have public reviews, you have different price points. Because if I, for example, want to learn conversational Arabic, I don't necessarily need someone with a PhD in Arabic. I just want to practice with a native speaker. So it would be much cheaper than, let's say, getting a certified teacher. So as a student, it's up to me who I work with. And we also have a parent or guardian profile. So for kids who are a little bit younger or who are under 18, the parents can also vet the teacher as well. So in the sense of quality assurance, you can also interview the teacher for free. So you only pay for the time that you spend. So it's a pay-as-you-go kind of Uber model. So there is no upfront fee, there's no commitment, and you actually pay per minute and not per hour.
Can I just add a question to that? So what happens if you have a very low quality of internet and you get on a call with a teacher, and how are you then charged for, if
So
the internet is down and then
so you only pay per minute. So let's say you and I did a 20-minute class and then the internet,
completely,
goes
yeah.
right, then you only pay for those 20 minutes. So you're not committed to pay for this whole package and then you didn't use it. That sort of goes on both sides. It guarantees payment, but on the other side, if you did an hour and 30 minutes, the teacher still gets paid for those extra 30 minutes.
Okay.
Just one question. In all this, from the start to today and things, do you have these moments of self-doubt or some criticism coming to you and saying this is not good enough, it's not happening?
Of course.
And then what is next? And criticism from friends, criticism from family, or
Yeah. In the beginning, nobody understood what I did.
exactly?
And we didn't even have a website, we didn't have a product, I just had an idea. And a lot of people were like, oh, having tea, good for you, People just thought, oh, that's a cute idea. And especially, it's especially with Arab families as well, it's sort of like, oh, that's a nice project. But for me, it was also about proving them wrong and saying, okay, actually, I will do something, and I can show you that I can do something, and it's important to keep going. People will always doubt you, no matter how successful you are. People will always doubt you, will always have questions. There will never be a perfect moment, but I think it's important for you to just keep going. You will always have doubt, you will always think, oh, this could have been better, that could have been better. But it's important to just do something and get started. The worst thing for me, I think, was just regretting not trying. And I thought, okay, if I don't do it now, I will regret it forever. And for me, it was, let's try, let's see, and go from there.
talked about, I mean, thank you very much. I think I wish growing up we had that many diverse platforms to learn. So you talked about something paralysis by analysis.
Yes.
So if you had to go back and start your business again,
Yeah.
and you know some people think about the funding, should I secure contracts first? Or you know, just like your Arab relatives probably told you, it's a nice project, but you won't be able to live from this. What would you have done differently?
A lot of things, of course, but I feel like if I hadn't gone through it, I wouldn't know what I know today. So in a way, you have to go through those struggles and those moments where you think, oh, I could have, of course, done that much better. But if I had done things again, I would have launched something much quicker. I wouldn't have cared too much about the branding and all the little details, because I think when it's your brand, it's your baby, and you take it so personally. And in the beginning, you also identify so much with the brand as you, as a reflection on you. And it's important to sort of separate a little bit and think, okay, this is a product. It's not necessarily just a reflection on me, but it's important to also think, you know, I need to get something out there, and you can always rebrand something later and change a logo later. I think Kareem recently just rebranded, and Uber just rebranded, right? So I think it's important to understand what's really important is your products, and your logo or these kind of nice to haves aren't necessarily the need to haves, and it's important to differentiate. And I think that's what people get stuck with. They get caught up in these small details. And if I had done that again, I would have just launched much faster, gotten feedback much faster, because I think that's so key. You can never go get feedback fast enough.
Thank you.
You guys want to go ahead?
Yeah. I have some questions, but I didn't raise yet.
Oh.
Yeah, you said, you talked about your competitors. Can you just say again, I didn't get the online competitors which you have?
So a lot of them are more pre-recorded classes. So like Khan Academy, for example. Yeah. So they're more pre-recorded. So in a way, they're a competitor in the sense that people think of that as online learning, but we do something very different because we're matching people in a live one-to-one kind of scenario. So a lot of our competitors are offering a similar concept, but it's not the same service.
You also talked about largest partnerships. Can you just, because I just came in unfortunately, so I just had that thing. Can you just reiterate?
In what sense? Like
You took that you had a largest partnership. I don't know.
Yeah, so we're working with GEMS Education, which is one of the largest private school networks in the world. They're based out of Dubai. They started in Dubai. They have 250,000 students, and we're helping them get online. So what they're doing is they're taking GEMS teachers, certified teachers, and matching them with GEMS students all over the world. And they're offering them online courses, and online specifically English courses as well. And it's through those kind of certifications that they actually get a physical certification at the end of the course, because it's done through one of their trainers.
You touched very briefly in your narrative of gender aspect. I was wondering if you could elaborate on that, like sort of challenges to female entrepreneurs and things like that.
I don't know any other way, but I think there is obviously a lot of bias in the tech world because it is a very male-dominated industry. There's no doubt about that. When I first started at the In5 Hub, which is an accelerator in Dubai, I was the only female founder and woman just in the building. So nobody actually said hi to me. What I did was I ordered pizza, and I thought, you know, like I'll just break the ice. And I ordered a bunch of pizzas for everyone, and everyone just started talking. And I just realized that even the guys among themselves weren't even talking or collaborating. So it was about, you know, creating a community and just breaking down the barriers a little bit. And I think from a bias perspective, I've been to a lot of sort of different scenarios and meetings where people assume I'm either an assistant or, you know, someone in marketing, or it doesn't really matter, and there's nothing against those kind of professions. discussions. But it's also an interesting challenge, but opportunity to challenge that kind of perception. And when you can also hold your own in the discussion, then people are like, oh, you know, that you have that much more potential to change the bias, which I find quite exciting. So I like to challenge that, I guess you would say. But it has been a challenge, but I think it's more of an opportunity. Yeah, I take it as an opportunity. Yeah.
That's it.
Sorry, go ahead.
From a marketing perspective, how did you market your product, or was it from partners that are global already?
So we did a lot of sort of on-the-ground kind of marketing, talking to people, going out to university campuses, talking to students, and then we did a lot of press. So all the press that we've done has been for free, and we haven't hired any agencies, and we're sort of pitching different stories and challenging different, like the female in tech perspective, or recently in Norway we challenged the Minister of Education. Can't do that in this part of the world, but in Norway you can, and we challenged him about the sharing economy in education, and that became sort of a story. And I think that's also really key, and that's been fantastic for us in Dubai as well, networking and meeting people. We were also at another event where we were talking, and there was someone else from one of the other largest tech companies in the audience listening to us, and they came to us. So that kind of inbound marketing strategy is quite an interesting one. And in terms of press, it also gives you a lot of credibility, because if those kind of articles are written about you or your product, people automatically see you as a thought leader in that space, and that really helps. That's more valuable than a Google ad, in my opinion, because then people know you, and then you can spend money on marketing. That's my biggest tip.
I suppose your core customers are students.
Yeah.
So from which age you've decided to start?
So we focus on high school students because they were preparing for specific exams, and for us they were an easier niche to target. So they were focusing on like their IB or SAT or A-level exams, and we could also target them in terms of timing and different teacher recruitments and demographics as well.
So why we're going to universities? Because
We were
I just want to
targeting-
understand, because you've
yeah.
been to
We were targeting the tutors. So the tutors who had just graduated from high school, they were at Ivy League schools like Oxford, LSE, UCL, Harvard, Yale, Oxford, these places. So they had also just graduated from high school. They were a little bit younger, but they were more tech savvy. So they were more willing to teach. So like the other day we have an MIT physics master's graduate teaching a student in Norway, but because he's still a student, you know, he's looking for a flexible job. So it was about recruiting top quality teachers as a supply, and then matching them with the demand. Yeah.
Sorry, can you talk about this relationship between the sharing economy and education?
Is there any specific, because I can talk a lot about this, is there any specific?
Not at the moment, but it's broadly speaking.
I think the sharing economy is disrupting a lot of industries, not just education. So you see that in transport, hotels, all industries. But I think education is such a, what's the word? It's such a traditional industry in the sense that a lot of these academics, I speak in a lot of panels where I'm the only one without a doctorate or I'm not an academic. And so I'm also, from a younger perspective, challenging that norm of, you know, you have to have a doctorate in education to have any opinion on education. I think it's important to also challenge that a little bit as well, because there are so many people sitting there with knowledge. We all take it for granted. We all have skills that we know. We all speak languages. Whether that's a certified degree or just a knowledge transfer, that's the shift that's happening, I think, in the sharing economy with education. Because I don't necessarily need to be certified in Arabic, I just want to speak Arabic, for example. And then you also have people who want to do online degrees, which is a different story. But what we're doing is tapping into both sides of creating jobs for people with knowledge. Just as I started as well, I'm not a certified teacher, but I could really help these students that I started working with. So it's tapping into untapped potential on the one side, and just connecting them to those who want to learn on the other. And I think a lot of people are frustrated with those sort of big institutions and big schools if they don't necessarily need a degree, and that as well as a whole other discussion, because that's also changing. I think careers and jobs are also changing in terms of what they look for in employees when they graduate. So it's not just about, what degrees do you have, but what skills do you know? And I think that's also shifting the education space. So it's going to be interesting to see how that evolves.
Thea, just based on what you're talking about there, that to me it's very exciting what you just said, because I'm wondering, and sort of going forward a bit, do you think that challenge that you're actually facing head on will impact your ability to do like a Series A round? If you
In what sense?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if the establishment is very much in support of the PhD and the master's degrees, and that it's very education sort of snobbery, but the world has moved well beyond that. And so, do you foresee that when you go out, if you ever have to do a Series A to scale, do you think that maybe investors will be in that mindset of like, how can you possibly, this is high risk, you don't have the masters and the PhDs, do you think that might impact you?
Yes and no. What we're doing, again, is leveraging a lot of people who do have masters and PhDs on the one side, and then on the other is the partnerships. So it's the partners with those certified institutes that are getting online as well that help us in terms of credibility, if that's what you're getting into. But what's important to distinguish is that we are not a school and an institute, we're just a platform. So what we've created is actually more focus on technology, so software as a service as well, and a very interesting collaboration tool or collaboration platform that allows for that kind of open exchange of knowledge. And what's interesting to see is it's not just academics, it can also be mentorship, business skills, professional training, consulting. We even have an ISO consulting company using the platform. So they give live ISO training, customer support, customer service. It's not just traditional academics. So that's an interesting trend for us to see.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Any other question? Sorry, Mohammed, and then yourself. Yeah.
I have a question.
To speak up. So
I have a question. With the clarity in the thought. So is it natural or developed?
When I talk.
Yeah.
In what sense? You mean about what we do or how I speak?
I mean, the conveying of the idea, the clarity, the question, the answering.
The way you speak.
I've done this quite a few times now, so I guess that helps. But it's all about practice. I mean, I think it's important to challenge yourself and to speak publicly. And when I was younger, I used to do a lot of debating in high school, so I guess that helped. But it's important to really, again, know your vision, know what it is that you're doing, and why it is you do what you do. And I think everything else will fall into place. It's really important to address the why and sort of understand the other parts around it. And the more you pitch and the more you practice and the more you get asked questions by angry judges, the easier this gets.
You want to go ahead? Yeah.
I'll just go a bit deeper into the project. When you started, was it like you did it in phases, or it's just you did it once and you just throw it to the market? How did the project start?
So since the first time I started, or
Yeah,
this project?
Yeah, no, I mean in this project, when you decided to go for the TeachMe, did you do it like you already planned, like I'll have a couple of phases, like 2 or 3 phases, or you just decided to put
The
it
launch? You mean the launch
Yes.
of the?
Your plan will always change. So it's great to have a plan, it's important to have a plan, but things will always come up along the way, right? I'm sure some of you have seen that picture from A to B, and then you have like a lot of lines along the way. It's important to be open to that kind of change and not be thrown off by it. Yes, it's important to have a plan. We have different milestones, but it's important to launch what we call an MVP, or a minimal viable product, very basic platform version first, and get feedback and keep iterating, keep changing. and get market feedback and let that lead your development.
Sorry, he was first.
No, no,
You
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Thank you so far. How do you measure moving from milestone to milestone? Like, what are your OKRs, KPIs of the world?
There are a lot of different KPIs. It's important to see searches, it's important to see hits, but it's also important to see continuity. And there are different cycles associated to that. Because as I mentioned earlier, we focus on high school students, and once they graduate, then they're not necessarily coming back for the same course, but maybe something else. And what's interesting that we've just enabled now is a teacher can be a student and a student can be a teacher at the same time. So what we're seeing is this sort of transfer of knowledge, not just as a student to a teacher, but people are thinking, oh, hang on, I can also teach. So that's another metric that we're just measuring at the moment. So we're seeing this kind of true continuity in sharing in knowledge. So that's really exciting to see.
Sorry.
You wanna
Good
go?
guests, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, guests first, yeah.
Guess first.
So, as you said, you were targeting global marketing, and that's for something related to education. So first, at the beginning, have you, like, for example, you launched that platform for one marketplace, and then you just moved on, like, because if you see the education, the Ministry of Education here, the concept of educational thing is different than UAE and stuff. So how did you manage to make that global, like, market, to make your platform suit that global market instead of like make it only flexible for one market? I don't know if you get my question.
Yeah, I think I did. So we kept it very open. We didn't sort of specify that this was only for Dubai. We kept also the name, the branding very open. And we didn't localize it just for the UAE market in that sense. And for example, everything is priced in dollars, so it is very much open for that kind of global growth, I guess you could say. And for us, we targeted international teachers. So we targeted teachers abroad. So we focused on the Ivy League sort of graduates. We went physically to campuses in London, in the US, and we sort of met people in different places and spread the word kind of organically. So for us, Dubai wasn't, for me, as I mentioned earlier, it was important for me to create change from this region, also for this region, but I think it was important to have international influence for it to become the success that it was, and to sort of get that kind of global approach, if you will. So I think it's important to understand when you launch something what your target is, of course, and there's nothing wrong with targeting just one market. It was just, our concept was leveraging the global market economy. So for us, it was important to have people from everywhere and really make an example out of it.
So building on what you said that you create jobs for people with knowledge.
Yes.
And also the point about sharing economy. What is the asset that you are sharing? For example, when you talk to forums like us, what asset do you think that is an untapped potential here that a platform like yours is unlocking so that it could be used more?
So it really depends on when you say asset, you mean the
knowledge. Is there anything else that you see? And you see yourself as a part of the gig economy. So if you're a sharing economy, there is an asset, or either a soft asset or a hard asset, with people that your platform is facilitating. So what is it that?
So for us, again, we are a platform. We are just a facilitator. We're not there to replace the teacher at the end of the day. But what we see is we started with the academic education focus, and then it sort of also became very popular with languages. And now we see a big focus on skills. So a lot of startups and a lot of entrepreneurs, because we also speak at a lot of entrepreneurship events, have come to us for professional training, professional skills, things like marketing, digital marketing is very popular, and also other professional subsets of that. So like interview skills, how to pitch. I'm actually also a teacher on my platform. So I have people asking me about pitching practice, like how to pitch at events. So it's important to understand the different core segments that are coming to us. I think now we're also recruiting talent in those different segments. So skills is a very popular one. And I think going back to the sharing economy and the question about education, skills is also transforming, you know, a lot of careers. You need a lot of very specific skill sets that you might not necessarily learn in a traditional school system. So it's finding the right people with the expertise, and it's more of a mentorship, I guess you could say as well.
Thank you.
Hi. What did you learn from your two startups, the initial ones? And what do you consider their first two? Were they a success or failure?
So one medium success, I guess you could say, a one failure, and then it sort of led into what I do today. So I would say overall it's a success because it's all learning experience. So the first one was the first gamified app that I created, and that was, I would say, an average success. It wasn't Angry Birds, so it wasn't a global success in that sense, but it led me to what I do today. And the second company was around apps again. So it was to create more gamified content, also as an extension for like marketing purposes and educational purposes. But that never really took off. I sort of underestimated what I needed to get started there. So long story short, that was not a success. For me, that was a failure. But I learned a lot from that experience. And then it sort of, again, ignited my interest because I was still teaching part-time as I started the second company.